Welcome to WKRP Montrose, a radio station masquerading as a podcast about Montrose, Colorado, and the Western Slope. Recording live from the Clear Network studio.
I don't think you're. I know, and I knew you were going to say that.
Still haven't fixed it.
Yeah. You know what? I might just leave it like that this whole season so that you have to deal with the fact that it cuts off abruptly. And before we introduce our guests that are on the Wheelie Nice couch, it just dawned on me the fact that we told them that they didn't have to wear their headphones, but they can't hear the intro then. So they don't know when it's over or when it started or whatnot, which is fun for us, but, less. Okay, so I know that you're biting at the bit over there.
No. They also can't hear the silly sound effects that you do sometimes.
Well, that's true. That's true, because they don't have the headphones on.
Why don't they have the headphones?
Well, because I broke one of them. Yeah.
Because you're a big ham-fisted ogre.
That's pretty much the case. Yeah. I pulled too hard on one of the headphones and apparently broke the cable. Rachel and Laura, thanks for joining us on the Wheelie Nice couch. You guys are from the marketing department. We're going to get into that in just a second. He wants to tell his Walmart story. Do you want to leave space for him to tell his Walmart story, or
what do you mean?
Should we just move? Should we move on?
We have established that this is my domain. Okay, you don't ask the guest if I'm allowed to do something.
I feel like I can ask the guests.
We can ask them, but I'm telling it anyway. It's a local story about local people.
Okay,
somebody who's very nice.
Ton of airtime.
Somebody very nice at Walmart.
Yeah.
Put my car key in a different car after I had my oil changed and sent it off into the city.
Okay.
And you had to go and get it.
I did.
And here's the funny thing. Who had my key? What company do they work for?
Oh, Clear Networks.
Our studio sponsor,
Dun,
Clear
dun,
Networks.
dun.
That is absolutely true and not made up at all.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, you say it like that, now it makes it sound like it was made up.
I know. We'll get the person
Which
on.
then made this whole intro completely useless.
All right, let's introduce them.
How would you handle, as the marketing department, how would you have handled that situation and turned it into a positive? Let's just go with that. Start that there. Your customer or your client takes a customer's keys and gives them to somebody else. Because by the way, if I'm correct, you just reviewed Walmart's change on their logo, right? In your socials. Is that right? Did I get that right? So this is a little bit serendipitous.
It's
right?
Apropos.
You don't even know what that word means. You act like you know what words mean, and then you try to act like I don't know what they mean, and then you just throw them out there. Nobody else, everybody at home, that every time he does that, I want you to call in 970-316-3162 or text and call him out on it, because I know that he gets it wrong half the time.
Don't call. We don't care.
Do call. Okay, so ladies, back to you. How would the marketing department handle a situation that goes south from a customer experience?
That's not going to work. Well, you got to get much closer to the mic.
So one of our employees gives access or data from a different account to the wrong account.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I did that the other day.
I was going to say, was it Pauline? Did she do that?
No, not that I know of. She's hit it pretty well if she has.
Oh.
You can't look off camera because nobody knows that Pauline's here.
Okay.
Now you just ruin the illusion, and she's going to have to come sit in between you guys
All right.
and share the mics. When you've made a mistake,
yeah, absolutely.
And what's the best way to fess up to a mistake?
Well, the client can see it.
Well, yeah.
So just.
So do you get ahead of it and tell them beforehand, or do you try to act like it didn't happen and then just only disclose what's necessary?
This actually happened today, and I didn't even realize it happened until our client told us what I did.
Is everybody else in the room just getting filled in on this in this moment? Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't anything too sensitive, and to me it just showed off how good we are. So
they didn't even know.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh, we can look at their work too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
It wasn't anything too sensitive.
So fake it with a smile is what you're saying, and that usually goes better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think when I smile, it sets people off in the wrong way. It makes them uneasy.
Definitely.
I don't know why that is.
Because you're big and giant, and it's kind of a little creepy.
It is a little creepy when I smile.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it now.
No.
Okay. All right. So Laura, Rachel, how did the marketing department get started? Actually, you know what? Let's back up. How did you get to Montrose? Because that's a part of every episode. Yeah. WKRP Montrose. How did you get to Montrose?
The mountain
Who wants to go first?
Where
Or
are you,
go first.
Where are you from originally?
Yeah.
Let's go there.
I'm from Michigan.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Michigan.
Okay, where on the mitten?
Over here.
Okay.
And so West Side. And so I had the opportunity to travel for a couple of years. So I just lived on the road and was really obsessed with hiking. So I mostly hung out in the West. And so I would just hop around, like a lot of time in the Pacific Northwest, a lot of time in Colorado, and mostly just chasing really cheap Airbnbs. And I stayed in a tiny house in Cedar Ridge and found myself down in the Cimarrons. And it was my favorite place I'd ever been in my whole life. And so I never left.
And when was that? How many?
That was 5 years ago.
All right.
So you're still in Cedar Ridge? No.
I live in Montrose now.
Okay. Because
Right,
Cedar
you-
Ridge is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a little thing that a lot of people don't necessarily know is the land
beautiful.
of lakes that's up there.
The Land O'Lakes.
Yeah, Land of Lakes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Just
I said.
how I found
There's
it.
like
There
300.
is a turnoff for Lando Lakes. I always assume there's butter down it.
Yeah. There's like
Hang on a
300.
minute.
There's like 300 lakes up there, Rob.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
I live here. I know this place.
Do you though?
All right, but that's a classic story. Is yours as predictable?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, Midwest. Came out here for the mountains after college. Ended up
You could move it a little bit to make yourself more comfortable, but it's got to
There you
be a little closer.
right here.
There
Yes.
Okay. So yeah,
Not
just
so much here or here, but right here.
right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I the only one that gets that joke? Okay. All right.
I
It's
don't
too
get
old
it.
of a movie.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so started off in the Midwest, went to college in the Midwest, and then wanted to come to the mountains. Started off in the Front Range, and that wasn't really my jam. So we wanted to come closer to the mountains, and that's why they were here. The San Juans, Cimarrons.
Spoke to you?
Yeah,
It
yeah, to
made you
my-
want to
to
stop
my
here?
soul. Yeah,
Yeah?
absolutely.
Because the mountains on the other side of the range look pretty good too, but you don't like them. You don't like them the same.
Actually. I think
They're
pretty
lame.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the
Oh,
The
wow.
Front Range is
Mountains?
barely Colorado.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
Th-
no.
Those are foothills.
Are we starting a range war right now?
Let's do
West
it.
slope, front
Yeah.
front slope.
I've
What is
done
it
it
called?
with
Back
Grand
slope.
Junction. I've done it with every other place. Let's do it. The Front Range is garbage.
How do we give them?
agree.
How do we
Here,
give
here.
them a really bad nickname that they don't like?
Honestly, the Front Range is such a terrible name anyway.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it's synonymous with not being real Colorado.
Yeah.
So would you say Denver is like the back door to Colorado?
It's that I'm not even.
I
gonna
gotta laugh
tell
out
you
of them.
what's
That's
going
never
through
happened.
My head.
That's never
It's
happened.
where all the people that want to live in Colorado start out, or where they go.
yeah.
That's
Because they wanna
your
be-
starter kit for
yeah,
Colorado
they
is to
wanna
go to
be
Denver.
close to the
They want to be
mountains.
Coloradoan, but
They've
it's
only
not
heard
as
it
cool
before.
as to be over all the way
No,
over here.
because they like their comforts. They don't really want real Colorado.
Yeah.
They
What does
want,
that
They
mean?
want that's fake. It's like Disneyland, Colorado,
I agree.
Boulder, and
I
Fort
agree.
Collins, and all those
Yeah.
places. Rubbish.
Yeah, it's absolute rubbish.
Would never live there.
Okay. You don't like the food over in Denver?
Fort
You
Collins
don't-
didn't really have that good of food. I was
Yeah?
there for eight years. Yeah, no, I wasn't really impressed.
Fort Collins is a college town.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. They
I
got
was
the
surprised by the lack of good food there the whole time I was there.
really
Absolutely.
because they got what is the reservoir there? The Horse
Horse
Tooth.
Tooth.
Yeah, that place is pretty epic.
Hey.
What?
WKRP Montrose.
Oh, that's
Stop
right. Okay,
advocating
sorry.
For the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people.
yeah. That's horrible. I don't know why you would hang out there.
I'll tell you what they don't have in Fort Collins. They don't have bok fries.
They don't have
and
bok
where can you
fries.
find bok fries?
Oh, well, there's this only one place that has really delicious beer.
This is an ad in the middle
Yeah.
of this thing.
Yeah.
I need more beer from.
You didn't
Pomona.
have to
It's the-
disclose that it was an ad.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I turned that the wrong way.
We don't.
Here
We
we go.
don't care about stuff. Remember.
There's another ad. There's an ad on an ad right there. And
This
if you
is
want
the-
a third ad, there's an
yeah.
opportunity for a third ad because you've got an ad on your hat.
Yep. From our friends
So,
at
at Typhoon
Typhoon
Pharma.
Pharma, and we love Clear Networks. And I mean,
If you want a refreshing
Yeah.
beer, go to Pomona and get
Yeah.
the Bok Bok fries and
Honestly,
be like
if you
McDonald's, like
give us
1 million
hats,
served.
give us hats, beer, money.
We'll talk about you.
not
talk about you.
t-shirts though.
Well, you
could've
got
brought
okay.
some.
Hold on,
You
fair
could've brought
enough.
Some stuff.
If I had worn the T-shirt that you gave us at the Colorado Outdoors event, I literally would have been a belly shirt. Like it would have sat on the top shelf. Is what it would have
I've
basically
seen
done.
that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That would not have been a good look for your guys' brand. I'm just trying to help out a
it would
little
have been
bit.
unforgettable.
It definitely would have been unforgettable.
I'm telling you, I've seen it,
Or
and it is
forgettable.
unforgettable.
Yeah. It's an image people don't really want.
No, not really.
Locked in their head for a long period of time.
All right, next step. Tell us, how did you two get together? How did you connect and become colleagues and all that stuff?
We were coworkers. We got the only good marketing jobs in town.
And who was that?
Which were?
Who were you working for?
Was that GMEA and Elevate?
Ooh. Sorry, you want to say that again?
You set that up. Yeah, you want to say it one more time?
GMEA and their fiber
Yeah.
internet subsidiary.
Yeah. I mean, I hear they're okay. I hear they may be the second best one in town.
Yeah,
What
possibly.
they do, possibly.
They provide great electricity. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's
They're kind of your
fantastic.
only choice.
Yeah, yeah.
So you ended up getting jobs there at the company that shall not be named.
A DMEA, yeah.
No.
Well, DMEA is not a
I know,
well,
we
yeah,
can-
kind of.
Wow, she just got it in twice, real fast.
We don't usually edit this, but I might make an exception this time.
I didn't. It's
Just
the button's
bleep
too
over
far
it.
away. I
We'll
couldn't
beep it all out.
yeah.
All right. So
Hold
then
on,
you-
hold on. Is it this one?
This guy was good.
That'll work. You didn't hear that, but you'll hear it later. All right. So then you work together. How long? But okay, here's the thing. What made you decide to ditch that company
yeah.
and start your own thing? Was it because it was a terrible place to work?
I feel
You
like
can-
there's a lot of things
it's
we
ju-
can't say right now.
It's just us in the room. You
Yeah.
can be
I
like,
feel like
Just
the
us.
truth is
yeah,
Too hard
okay.
to hear.
there were ceilings that we didn't appreciate.
Oh,
All right.
that's hey, we're gonna leave that right where it's at.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
You decided you had loftier goals.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
It's also just something that I know I wanted to do for a long time, for probably a decade. I always wanted to own my own agency. So, once
Okay, so which one of you looked at the other and said, "Hey, look, you know what? Let's do this."
me,
It was you,
yeah.
Rachel?
Yeah.
And I'm a highly impressionable person, so I jumped at it
So
right away. Sounded fun.
No, we just knew it was like the perfect yin and yang. Like, she's a brilliant creative, and I do the strategy and digital, and she does all the other stuff. It was the perfect opportunity. We were both at a dead end job, and
you wanted more.
we wanted more.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's
it was
fine.
like here's the perfect other side that we need to do this. So we just were friends and got along like peas and carrots, and so it was natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the first big client that you signed?
Yampa Valley Electric.
Yampa Valley Electric. Walk us through like the
Yeah. How do you get the first one?
first
It must
one.
have been nerve wracking, right? At least to go out there and
We got hired by all of our old C-suites and board members. Basically, wherever they went, we got a job.
Okay, listen, that's
So,
smart. So you
yeah.
knew
Make
connections.
Yeah.
you played your network.
Yeah.
You reached out and it created an opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
people
and we
don't
already
realize-
know our work.
Yeah.
So, and there was already trust established there in our relationship. So then, as they were going to new places, it was kind of just easy and natural for them to reach out to us. They got a heck of a deal too, because we were brand new. So
That's always a
So,
great way to
yeah.
like, hey, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you the easy price now.
yeah.
I'm going to hit you with the hard one later.
Yeah, it was a win-win.
Yeah?
It was great.
Okay,
Yeah. So
good.
we got Yampa Valley, and then we got their telecom subsidiary, Luminate,
Okay.
which is another fiber.
And so what does that look like as a client for the marketing department? What do you guys specialize in for Yampa? Because specifically you say electric co-ops, I think was on your website, correct? So what is it that you feel like you have a niche for them that you provide a really great opportunity?
Oh, I mean, I would say that like having been in marketing for 15 plus years, that niche itself and all the nuances of electric co-op, PR, and marketing, there's a pretty big learning curve. And so
Learning curve for the company or learning curve for the customers?
for the product, so
Okay.
how you market it, right? Like through the way that we speak and how things operate. So I think that our advantage is just having that inside knowledge, and it just helps us streamline, and like sometimes
somebody help her, please.
yeah, please help me.
No, something that you'll find is most co-ops have the same challenges, right?
Right.
They have the same
Right,
elections, the same
Right.
issues with vegetation management, the same issues with their rate change or their rate
Right.
structures. And so knowing that and also knowing how to talk to members is just we've been there, done that.
Right.
And it's easily replicable.
Okay, well then that makes perfect sense, right? You have a solution and you can tailor it to, you don't have to tailor it too much to other clients. But so do you have other clients, or do you do work for other industries? And
We do.
what about locally? Who do you work with locally?
Our hearts really started with the local side, because we both have a lot of love for this community. It's because I'm speaking for both of us, but this is just where we've always in our whole lives felt the most at home. So it's really special to us. And so we do have a good number of local clients that have been really awesome to us. We have a local client who I don't know. We'd never had a digital client, and they were our first one. And they were like, "We just love that you're two women doing your own thing. Let's do it." And they've been really, really good to us.
Do you want to give them a shout out?
Heck yeah, Hot Water Productions. Don't get your hot tubs
Yeah.
anywhere
Yes.
else.
Well, we can't advocate that, just in case there's an alternative hot tub company that wants to.
No. I know the people at Hot Water Productions, and they are pretty awesome.
They're
So
wonderful people.
All right.
I'm extremely excited that's a great client to have. And actually, in like, I guess disclosure, just let you, one of the reasons why I like them so much is they used to be a client of ours. Ours not being Rob and I's and WKRP, but I used to have a marketing company with a friend,
Abrams,
Josh
right?
Fisher, Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were a client of Abrams for a long time, and they were the absolute best client,
Oh, well, I'm glad you said that before I made my follow-up statement.
which was.
I'm
She's not
gonna
saying
make
it now.
anymore.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
When
They
we-
couldn't
when-
wait to get away
When
from
we asked
Abrams.
them, it was something that stuck out to Laura and I, and it's just a really common theme. But we said when we were in our original interview, like, what does success look like? And they looked at us and said, just give a shit. Just give a shit about us and our company, and that's such a common theme for when you're working with different marketing agencies. They just doesn't feel like you care. You're just rolling through the motions. And so that was really important to us when we started the agency.
I don't think you'll meet anyone that gives more shits than Rachel and I.
Yeah,
We care a
any two
lot.
people.
So to that point, what keeps you up at night to like, hey, we've got to make sure that we get this done or that done, or we're doing this promotion. It's I have this
Deadlines keep me up at night.
deadlines. Yeah.
Deadlines. Yeah. Did I say I was going to do it? So I get it done.
Rob cares nothing about deadlines.
I can see that.
He's basically like, deadlines are meant to be moved. Is his mentality? I think is the way it works. So like
That also tracks.
yeah,
Hey,
the tracks.
That's enough out of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like this. I'm being bullied on my own podcast.
Well, I didn't really bully you.
No,
Okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
The guest.
is that not a true statement though? Do you not feel like?
I think they. No comment.
Okay. So you guys have some new products coming out from you personally, right? From the marketing department. You've got a newsletter. Is this right? Yep.
Yep.
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers.
West Slope.
Absolutely.
Right. So tell us a little bit about that, because it feels close to our heart and what we're trying to do with WKRP. So we want to make sure as many people know about as many great stories on the Western Slope as possible. So
Yeah. So we have we have Trailblazers and we have the Current. And Trailblazers is focused on people blazing the trail on the Western Slope. So we're just trying to network with people doing new things around here, bringing new businesses and amenities to the area and talking about their stories. And then the Current is specific for electric co-ops. So that's where we're really honing our knowledge and our expertise in that industry as it pertains to marketing. So like our last issue was on internal communications for electric co-ops. The next one's going to be on time of use rate changes. So seemingly very boring stuff for a lot of people, but it really tracks with
interesting to
the electric
those
co-op.
that are in the know or in the middle.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Trailblazers.
Trailblazers.
Because
Okay.
I mean, did
Yeah.
you get the email where they wanted to talk to us about blazing trails? Or
I love how you bring it right back to you.
No,
That's
I'm
the
asking,
interesting thing to
did
you.
I wonder if there's a problem with your inbox. Did you get it? I don't.
I mean, there's always a problem with my inbox.
Oh.
Mostly that I don't check it.
Okay.
I think is the problem. So, Laura, look, I want to change the conversation. So, who is somebody that you think is a trailblazer in the community that may or may not be a client of the marketing department?
Oh,
who do you like that's out there? Let's do somebody that's not a client. Who's out there doing cool stuff that you think that like? Oh,
I'm not just saying this, but like Pomona.
okay.
I think we needed great beer in this town. It was very necessary, and they do a beautiful job. They have amazing brews, and yeah, I think that was really, really necessary. And they do a beautiful job. So that's who the first person that popped in my head.
Chelsea and Kevin will be so pleased.
So happy. Rachel?
We didn't tell them to do that.
Who
They're
do you-
independent women. They don't, get told what to do. It's true though. Their Czech Pils is very nice.
It's lovely.
I think this one's not released. Yes, this is a bit of a sneak peek.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
But well, you said not client. Well, they're not currently a client. RIF, the Ridgeway Independent Film Festival.
Okay.
The gal that runs that, her name is Ariel, and this is just a few years in, but it's a really cool thing to be bringing to the Western Slope, to be bringing to our tiny little communities, and bringing people from LA and all over the place.
I might be mistaken. I don't think so. I thought I was mistaken once, but I was wrong.
And you were mistaken.
Hey.
Yeah.
Isn't Michael Stipe? He was on the judging panel for the Ridgeway Film Festival, I think last year.
You can't see Pauline; she's off camera, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to defer to her.
Do you know? Well, so you know who Michael Stipe is, right? The lead singer of REM. Yeah, I think he was on the judging panel, which is kind of cool in our tiny little community down in Ridgeway. But.
Yeah. It was
Well,
pretty cool.
do you feel like that? So the Telluride Film Festival has blown up. The Mountain Film Festival in Telluride has blown up. Do you feel like that's just kind of like a natural? There's got to be a much better word for this, but leakage that comes down from the mountain.
That you know what?
Like,
let's
I don't
ask
mean
the
to-
marketing team. What else can we use
Besides
apart from the word leakage?
Leakage.
The idea that anything leaks down the hill from those people up there is an offensive statement to people in Montrose.
Well, first of all, it wouldn't be Montrose, right? It would be Ridgeway, and the idea
They're not going to
is
care for it either.
well, the point of the fact is that the price point that has become what it has become in Telluride, and in Mountain Village, has pushed certain things that have been long standing in those communities down the hill. It really has. That doesn't mean that the RIF isn't an amazing film festival,
No.
and it's not a great opportunity. But I'm saying that I don't think that that's an untrue statement to be able to acknowledge the fact that, hey, because some of these things can't happen in Telluride anymore,
I agree completely.
they're happening in Ridgeway.
I agree completely.
And some really cool things happening in Montrose, including
Like a new podcast.
a podcast.
WKRP.
Yeah. I leaked down from Telluride. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
No, you
For
didn't.
those of you,
No.
for those of you who don't know,
No, but you didn't leak. You escaped. You wanted a
I
better
did
life.
escape.
You
I
wanted
did
a better
escape.
life, so you came to Montrose.
and I got one. Yeah.
And OIF, while we're talking about film festivals, the Uray International Film Festival
Oh, okay.
is fantastic as well. Those
That
guys
feels
have
like a
been doing
marketing opportunity.
it. They've been doing it.
OIF?
Well, and then we get one and we're MIF.
Miff, Riff, and Oif.
Yes. So
That
we
should
need
be
to
like
start-
the three Stooges of the
Yes.
Western Slope.
There you
No?
go.
Okay.
We're
All
going
right.
to start an
We
international film
we
festival.
maybe should leave the marketing up to these ladies,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to roll.
Not leakage.
Not leakage in Oif and Miff and Riff.
No, there's nothing wrong with OIF, Riff, and MIF, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So what
Okay,
else?
but
What
yes,
else?
Riff, great thing for us around here too.
What's next? What's coming? What's happening?
Oh,
What's happening in the universe that we should be looking out for?
in the marketing department universe?
I mean, we don't have to go that. Don't make it all about you. Okay. Let's share with the rest of everybody.
What's happening?
Yeah.
I actually got really excited when she brought up Riff, because I think it's been historical that so many of these like big artsy famous things are in these big artsy famous cities. And what I'm seeing as a designer, as a creative person, is people are doing it everywhere, and they're doing it brazenly and authentically, and bringing something really beautiful to the world that's kind of dark right now. And so I think it's particularly exciting. I don't know if it's a certain kind of energy. I know, like, to me, I've had this impetus to try to create things I've never created before, and push everything that I've ever made and make it bigger and better. And I'm seeing so many people do that outside of like something to like a side hustle. I'm seeing so much creation happening for the sake of art. And I think it's really, really beautiful. That's why I think why can't Montrose have a film festival? Why can't we have a gallery? Why can't I sit at home and make my beautiful mosaics? Like just anything that creates something beautiful. And I'm seeing a lot of that.
I agree. I think this is why we're lucky. Montrose,
we're very lucky.
When I moved here, almost 10 years ago, this was not the town to be a creative in.
Exactly.
You couldn't really do it. I tried anyway and failed a couple of times.
I don't know. All right.
The point is this, though, is that...
Let's talk about those failures, Rob. What'd you start with?
How'd you feel?
We'll circle back to that. Okay. But the idea that now we do have a really great foundation of people in the community who feel like they can do the things they want to do. They can start their own companies. They can start their own podcast. They can do... And the beauty is we can blaze a trail.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nice job.
But we can be... Montrose gives people the opportunity to actually be the first or the second people to do something. We have a boutique hotel in town now. But they were the first one. You know, we didn't have... I don't think there's a Montrose-centric podcast, another one. There may have been previous incarnations, but...
Oh, hold on. There absolutely were. You got to give people credit where credit is due.
Well, I didn't know
Tanya
about them.
Maddox did Montrose Matters.
But 9 years... in the last 9 years, I've not seen many that are still going as well.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. But I just want to make sure that we give credit where credit is due. There are people that have done...
the Daily Press have tried to do some stuff.
Yeah,
but we still have that opportunity here.
And there's some other cool ones coming.
There's never been a marketing agency in Montrose that has a niche in electric co-ops and fiber telecom.
You are unique in that respect. I have no doubt.
That was probably a brilliant move too, because the hard part about developing a marketing company in a small town is finding enough customers that can actually support the effort. So supporting somebody giving a shit, as you said earlier, about their companies. That was always, maybe we should talk about that. It was always really rough when you're trying to advise somebody about their business.
Right.
And have them be able to accept the ideas that you're putting forward, especially when they have a large opportunity for improvement. And I'll say that in the kindest way that I can, is, people are really proud about, as they should be, the companies and things that they create. But then internally they know, like, hey, I could be doing better. I could be doing this better and this better. But then once you point it out to them, it was always a really tricky conversation for them. So have you guys run into that? How do you handle that when you're talking to customers? It's like, I thought, again, back to the Walmart little piece that you did on social media, I thought it was brilliant just in the sense of like pointing out like, hey, there's a lot of hubbub about this. And when you look at it, you're like, I don't really see the difference until you look at it with somebody whose job it is to know, like, okay, what's the difference here? Why would you have made those changes? And I like the video too, talking about like, hey, when you make these changes, there's so many other things that you have to think about. Like, you have to think about everything that your logo gets printed on, everything that your logo, gets distributed with, everything else. So, but I just long-winded way to say, have you guys run into that, and how do you handle it?
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, overall, I think we've been really blessed with wonderful clients, kind of since day one. So that hasn't been like as big of an issue, and it is sometimes. And I remember the last time we were on this podcast, you mentioned that when you wanted them to go with like a particular strategy, you'd give them one that they hated.
Give them the duck.
Give them the duck. That's what you call it.
That's what we used to call it.
We've never given the duck.
They always pick the duck.
If you give it to them, they
can't give them the duck.
Right.
No, that was the idea, is that you give them the duck because you know that they won't pick it. And then it changes it to leaving the two ideas that you really wanted them to pick one of the two. And so that was just Josh Freed, I'll give you credit that was really his idea. It worked almost every time that we did it. Like, we give them three options, one that we knew that they absolutely would not choose, and it kept them focused on the two things that we wanted them to make a decision on.
It's sneaky. It's good. Well, let me give you a hypothetical then. Okay. What would it take for you to dump a client if you they wouldn't listen to your advice? Like, at what point do you say, I'm not just going to take the money. This is not working for us. Like, how much antagonism do you have to have back from a client before you say, this is just not for us?
That's a really good question.
You're smiling like you don't want to
Thank you.
answer it. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
It's not a hypothetical. She has a real thing in
No,
her
she's
mind, I
got
bet.
it.
I mean, but
It's rough when they come to you as the professional in your field, and then
Right. They're
and
telling
then
you how to do the
don't
job.
Don't allow you to
Right.
do what you do well.
Right.
And then you have to represent that product in the end.
Right.
Like, that's a website I built.
Right.
Unfortunately, like, you should have seen the first iteration.
Right. But where's the line then between?
Yeah, where's the
You know
line?
what? I can't put my name on this thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But that's a line. Well, a line where it would reflect really badly on us.
Right. And in the beginning, it's hard, right? When you're first getting started, you
Right.
need clients, you need income. Sometimes you have to suck it up, but I
Yeah.
guess you're in a good position now where
You know-
you don't feel like you have to do that, right?
Something really cool was I remember going to it was our first meeting with a client where we were so excited. We had traction. People wanted to work with us. We were brand new. And what they wanted was to nickel and dime, essentially. And even I remember, like, we did not have we had Yampa Valley. We had one client at the time, and would have been just practically desperate for anyone else. And it just didn't feel right, and we were able to say no. And it was like we said no when it really mattered, when it would have been like the difference between a paycheck or not.
Right.
And we were able to do that. And I think, like, we've been pretty good at vetting from then, from the beginning. Decent.
You know what? I
When
wish
they're never
at the
going to value what you do,
Right.
then
Yeah.
just walk away, right?
Yeah.
Like, if yeah. I'd say we too, like, we apply a bit of our logic in our vetting process, which is similar to how we do in hiring. We're a purpose-built company, and we use a lot of tools when we're hiring, and we kind of put our clients through that same vetting process before we say yes. But to actually fire a client, I would say it's probably when you just can't win.
right.
When you're like their whipping boy. Like, the sales has problems, logistics has problem, manufacturing has problem, but, like, you are their whipping boy. So it's like, all right, well, this isn't working for either of us. So let's just keep on moving.
So you've obviously made good decisions along those lines because you guys have grown quickly. It seems like you got a big team now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
do,
many?
do you want to? Yeah. How many
How
people
many do you
are
have?
on the team? Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah.
9.
9. Yeah.
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 That's a lot of responsibility, right? There's 9 paychecks now. There's nine mortgages, 9 car payments. Who's your favorite person out of the 9 people?
Yeah.
Obviously, Pauline.
And why is it? Yeah. And why is it Pauline?
Because she's sitting right there.
Oh, that's why.
No, we couldn't possibly have a favorite. Our team is absolutely incredible.
They are incredible.
And that's not bullshit. Like, it's so true.
It's such bullshit. Come on.
It's
I
not
like-
bullshit. I'm not a bullshitter.
Pauline went from being thrilled to shell shocked there because now you just unchosen her.
Unchosen.
Rob definitely has expressed his non-desire to have children and a family, but as somebody who has one child, my daughter, and have
I have a
several
cat.
friends,
I have a cat.
that have multiple children, I've now realized in my life that you definitely have your favorites. Whether you're brave enough to say it or
Well,
not, you
only
definitely
one
have your
kid,
favorites.
So,
No, well, so my
How
brother.
many do you have?
2.
Choose one. Go on. They're not going to
No.
watch
No,
this.
this isn't Sophie's choice.
Yeah.
It's Rachel's choice.
No. So I only have one, so it's obviously easy. Yes, she's my favorite. She would also be my favorite if we had a second.
That's such a
it would be the-
You can't
That's a
say that.
ridiculous.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why because my brother has 2 boys, and there's definitely one that's my favorite and one that I love just as much, but he's not my favorite. And so, he's going to be so mad at me if I tell this story. I'm not going to tell the story.
Come
You
on.
should tell it.
We were sitting there at Christmas one day, and I was playing with both of his kids, and he leaned over to me and he goes, "That one's my favorite." and I was like, "I don't think you can say that." And he was like, "Yeah, no, that one's my favorite." And so,
Honestly, those people should be applauded.
Yeah.
For having the courage to say what everyone else knows already.
well, I don't think it's that brave of a statement in the sense that people are people and we connect with people.
Right.
And so, especially
Yeah.
if there's a reason I think it takes two people to make a child type of thing. So I think that you have that scenario where you connect closer to one and the other. I know for a fact that if we'd have had a son, there would be no chance that my son would be my favorite. And it would absolutely hands down be my wife's favorite. Like it would not have even been
It
would not have even been a scenario of a question. She would have treated our son different than our daughter, and he would have been her favorite. Absolutely.
Which
Nicole, you can come on the show and try to combat that.
Hey,
but we'll have that conversation.
Which one of those two is your favorite?
Which one?
Pick one right now.
Who's my favorite between the two of you?
On the couch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Laura.
Oh, I was gonna choose Pauline.
Interesting.
What? So
I'm gonna choose out of the three of them. I'm gonna choose
I'm
Pauline.
gonna
Because
need some data here.
because when I watch the videos, I identify with what the points that you're making. And so when I'm an intellectual type of person. He's laughing. I like people that are smarter than me. That's what I like.
You're in good company.
Yeah. It's not hard to find. I didn't say it was hard to find, but I like people that are smarter than me.
So what are you saying about Rachel?
I'm not saying that Rachel's not smarter than me. I'm sure you're smarter than me.
That is what you say.
I'm quite
Smarter
certain
than everyone in
Pauline's
this
smaller
room.
than me. I'm saying I've
your
seen.
hole. It's fine.
No, you asked me. I wasn't afraid to answer.
It's great.
Laura's usually people's favorite.
Is that the case?
Oh yeah.
I'm in agreement with that.
Rob thinks he's everybody's
Do
favorite.
we need to get our
well,
tiny violin out
self-deception.
for Rachel?
Yeah.
No,
so
Rachel can
sad.
hold her own.
Yeah.
She is not worried.
I don't think Rachel, Pauline, or anybody else on their team has any problems like being somebody's favorite. So
Well, I do. I want to be everyone's favorite.
I knew this is. See, here's the deal.
Thank
He was
God
trying to
I
make me
am.
look bad.
Thank God for that.
He was trying to make me look bad by trying to not acknowledge the fact that he has to be everybody's favorite. He doesn't like it. It's already
have
shown
to
up
be.
on the episode. He doesn't like people not liking
This
him.
is not all about us. Let's get back to the guests.
Okay, you're right. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, so
Well, I want to, before we're getting close to the end, I want to talk a little bit about what you do outside of the marketing department when you're not working. You know, what do you do? Why do you, I presume you hike a lot still. What else?
Oh my god, everything. I'm a serial dabbler, so it's like every few weeks is a new hobby.
What's this week? What's the current?
The new banjo I picked up.
Did
Yeah.
you bring
All
it?
right.
I didn't bring the banjo. I
What?
thought about bringing it and playing a little tune, but I didn't want to like show off too much.
what?
I don't want
Okay.
to show off too much. Just a bit.
No. So all the good outdoor stuff, like have a bunch of backpacking trips coming up that I'm excited about. Anything outdoors, and making very tedious art,
Like
mosaics. That's my newest hobby.
what? What kind of mosaics? Like tile or?
Yeah, just cutting glass up and gluing it down.
All right.
So is the more therapeutic part putting it back together or breaking it in the first place?
I don't
That's
think.
a good question. They're both really beautiful in their own way.
Yeah. I like breaking shit.
The best part is the audiobooks I listen to.
Oh
while
yeah.
I do it.
Okay.
Banjo. I want to see a clip of the banjo.
Oh, you
It's
will.
online.
You will.
This
All
month,
right.
dropping.
Yeah, a couple
Okay.
ballads are going
Yep.
on, I believe.
All right. And what
yeah,
about
for
Rachel?
all of those that gave us 5-star reviews. Me?
Yeah.
I moved here for the mountains, so I spend a lot of time in the mountains. Me and my baby's bored, and we do that every weekend that we can. Then we hike, camp.
What about river
Rock
surfing?
climb.
Have either of you tried that?
No, I haven't river surfed.
I've never done it.
If you
Paddle.
snowboard, it's a pretty natural progression, I think. We're going to get him doing it
No, you're not.
this
Can you
summer.
wear a shirt when
go.
you do?
No,
Can I wear your
Yeah,
shirt when
yeah.
it's the belly shirt?
Yeah,
No.
the belly shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That
Yeah.
water's cold. Even in summer.
I feel like I have the insulation. I'll be all right.
All right.
But I don't think first we got to find a board that's gonna support my weight.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, since you like snowboarding, we had an episode where we were discussing how do you say, is surfing the mountain still a thing? Do you surf the mountain?
I've never heard that.
You've never heard
Sounds
that.
like something Rob would say.
It does sound like something Rob would say. But
We're
he's
gonna-
not the
we're
one.
gonna-
But he's not the one that said it. He's not the one that said it.
We're going to beat this stuff out anyway.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? It was recent.
Surfing the mountain.
Oh, we said surfing the internet. But and that's when I
We were
said
talking about surfing the internet.
no. But that's when I said people surf the mountain, and you were like, nobody says that.
That's not a thing.
It is a thing.
Honestly, it's like doing it with
That's
your
how
dad
snowboarding was
sometimes.
created. Was the idea that you could surf the mountain? Why would you? Okay, listen. I don't mind being the old guy. I really don't.
Anybody out there, call us 970 whatever. What's the number?
I bet you guys can remember the
I think
number
Pauline
already.
knows the number.
316-3162. It's not like it's the easiest phone
Honestly,
number. And
call
I
and
don't even
leave.
know our number.
You need a jingle with your number.
you know what? You're not the first.
Banjo.
Yeah, you want to write us a
just
little
saying,
banjo ditty?
I'm just saying that it might be more memorable if it was put to tune.
So you're the second person that told us that.
Who's the other
Cousin
one?
Curtis said that we should have a jingle as well.
He's
Cousin-
just looking for
I'm
a
gonna,
job.
I'm gonna exactly. I'm gonna call Cousin Curtis out because ever since he mentioned that, and he did give us a price, but he hasn't delivered, and
It's
I'm sure we would have
probably
been
too
happy to
much
pay.
already.
Well,
It's
now it
probably
might be too much.
He's famous. He's going to be. If we're going to do it, now's the time.
Okay, so Laura, how much does it cost us today to get a
One
jingle?
more of these.
One more of the beers.
Done.
5-star
The
review.
fine Pomona brew. I got it.
all right,
and
I'm doing it
did you
right
say
A
now.
5-star review for the
For
marketing
a free
department.
banjo jingle.
Yeah. He's pouring the beer.
Yes. Okay, I got you.
So when you say a 5-star review, are you talking about literally like 5-star reviews on Google?
Yes.
Thanks,
Okay.
friend.
Is that how much weight do you guys put into that? Obviously a lot.
The appropriate amount of weight, which is a lot.
Yeah.
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 I mean, like, yeah. I
How
don't
many
know.
five-
I
how
don't
many
know
reviews
that.
do we have? Do we
I
have
don't-
any 5-star reviews?
I don't think we even have a business listing.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Dennis.
I mean, from a local SEO perspective, it's like the most foundational, easy, free thing you can do.
Yeah,
then
you
it
and Josh
provides
would have
social
gotten along
proof.
really well. Like,
Yeah.
because I was definitely the one that was like,
What did you do for Abrams? Were you the creative?
that would be going really. That would stretch really far
Okay.
to say that I was the creative.
Okay.
I probably am the. I'm the networking guy. I'm the guy
Okay.
that knows
Meet the
somebody that
people.
knows somebody that knows somebody that
Okay.
knows somebody.
All right.
I've spent my whole life trying to get to know people.
All right.
I feel like it's
best
it's
life.
worked out for me.
Well,
Yeah.
this makes perfect sense of why we have the podcast. The whole reason this started is because he kept throwing a microphone in front of my face, and basically bullied me into doing this.
Yeah, I just thought the English accent would help a lot.
I love it.
Yeah,
May
the
I
British
ask
accent.
May I ask a question for
Sure.
your podcast?
All right, absolutely.
In all of your time just getting to know people,
Yes.
what's the best thing you've learned just from your interactions with people? Maybe not the people closest to you, but the people you've networked with. Give me a good lesson.
Passions.
Yeah.
Like everybody has a passion. Sometimes they don't want to tell you what it is, but why are you sniffling
No
at
comment.
that? Everybody has a passion.
Yeah, but that's
once you get
sometimes they're secret, right?
right, and so you're asking me. That's the thing that I've learned. Trying to dig into what people are passionate about
Yeah.
really helps you discover who somebody is. Because it leans into so many other things about their personalities and how their life has gone and the things that they've done and why they've done the things that they've done. Is when you can find out what people are passionate about, then you can find out everything that you want to know about somebody. And my reason to getting to know somebody has always been like, when somebody's passionate about something, I want to help them pursue their passions. Whether it's my daughter, whether it's my wife, whether it's my friends, whether it's my community, the people that are in it. It's so easy to lean into something like that just became the thing that I wanted to do. And so that's what I learned. Like
What if there's a passion, but it changes like every week? What does that tell you? About
those
the
people are
person?
really interesting because because it's one of those things when somebody changes their hobby all the time, it's one of those things where a jack of all trades type of deal.
Oh,
So I think that those people are as necessary. That Renaissance man, woman, those things are as
I
necessary.
find the passion question a really important interview question because it reveals so much about them and how they're going to work.
Yeah.
would you hire somebody if they couldn't tell you like a passion they have? If they weren't passionate about
Probably
anything?
not, but I think there's actually so much more to learn about them beyond just what their passion is. That's going to tell you how they're going to work for you.
All right, so banjos and mosaics. What's your passion? Don't say kids or mountains.
You can't do that.
Why?
You can't say don't do the thing that might be the thing that she's passionate
yeah,
about.
I mean, the mountains, definitely. Being outside, spending time with the people I love, and marketing.
So
I love marketing.
I'll share something with you guys that recently we did an interview of our intern, and I asked a question, and I think you guys, I would love to ask you guys this question. So, what is something that you think if somebody asked your friends, hey, what is something that they absolutely love about Laura and Rachel, and what is something that they what is something that they know that they can count on you for, and what is something that they know that frustrates them about you?
You know what? Why
Pauline,
don't
she's
we
sitting
ask
right
Pauline?
there.
Pauline, what frustrates you about these two?
Do you want to jump on camera, Pauline?
Get in
Come here, come here.
Yes.
Sit down.
Come here.
And tell the truth.
You're probably gonna have to speak up.
What frustrates
Yep,
you
here.
about these two?
Here, switch with me and have this back.
Okay, sounds
Oh,
good.
we're playing musical chairs. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, okay. So
We
for-
got you on camera, even though you didn't think
Oh
you were
my
gonna
gosh. Hello, I wasn't prepared for this. Just kidding. I definitely did my makeup ahead of time. So, so for Laura, something that I love about her is she's so insanely creative. She's amazing at her job. Something that irritates me.
Please, I can't wait to know.
She sometimes is like disgustingly positive, and that's a wonderful thing. But I am not. I am very, I'm quite cynical.
Pauline, I feel like you just answered that question like you would in an interview when we
Yeah.
ask for
No,
weakness and you say, I'm a perfectionist.
Give me the real frustration.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, you don't always do deadlines, but it's okay.
That's the truth.
This guy right here.
And that's the truth. For Rachel, she is so like when you guys were talking about when she said she loves marketing, she's not kidding. Like like her job is her life.
Is that the positive or the negative?
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Oh, okay.
As somebody who doesn't operate that way, that's amazing to have somebody who does, because then it's like she can do it. Rachel is gonna kill it at the end of the day and make sure that everything that comes out of TMD is the best that it possibly can be, because this is her passion.
All right.
This is
So,
what she
but of
started.
all the things that irritate you about Rachel, just pick your top one. What irritates you the
Oh
most?
God, she works a lot.
No, next one.
Is the irritant that do you think that she expects everybody else to work as much as she does?
Oh, but yeah, but that's a meaning making thing. That's in my own head. That's a
Okay.
me problem. That's not a Rachel
Great
problem.
use of our culture.
Thank you.
So, to be fair, the question was, what do you know that you can count on them for, and what irritates
I
you
just
about
didn't
them?
answer your question.
You just went your own direction,
I
which is
just
fine.
took it as
Yeah.
my pros and
Nervous being
cons.
behind the mic. I couldn't even tell
I
you
also have
why we
to
did.
go to the bathroom pretty bad. Sorry.
Well, please feel free to.
Thank you. Just so you know, WKR people will keep you in their recording room. They won't let you.
No,
I'm
it's the
kidding.
door's locked.
Yeah, the door's not locked.
I
Let's be
closed
very
the
clear
door.
about that. All right. Well, listen. So we're going to wrap up, and usually what we do is we pick one or two questions, and you guys can choose which one you want to answer. Do you want to give them the questions, Rob? You want to change
Feels like
change
a
it up?
dating
I
app.
don't-
Is this Bumble?
I don't have the questions.
No. Is it Bumble? Did you say that?
Like you have one or two questions you can leave for this.
Yeah.
Leave this.
I obviously have no idea what you're talking about. So
Go on then.
it's either do you want to talk about something that you think is exciting that's coming to Montrose, or which you already talked about, Ridgeway and Riff, or do you want to challenge somebody to come on the show?
Do that.
Do the latter, challenge
Yeah.
somebody to come on the show.
And if you can pick somebody who is going to be,
I've got to get
funny
the
or
like
not.
Jeopardy music.
Yeah. Pick somebody good. Doesn't have to be a client. It can, anybody.
Challenge us to find somebody. Who's somebody that you think
Don't
we
do
should?
that.
What?
Yeah, isn't that part of your networking?
Make
gig?
them do it.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Who do you think? Who do you think out of my network or just a network? Who do you think we
I don't
couldn't
know your
get?
network.
Who do you think we
Have you
couldn't
had
get to come on the show?
Leah
A
and
lot of
Paula
people.
from Hot
Most
Water?
people.
You don't think? Oh, challenge accepted.
I didn't
Pick
hear that.
somebody. Pick somebody you don't think we can get to come on the show.
Oh, that's easy.
But
Whoever you pick.
No.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay. All right.
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn. You can't get Theo.
you may be surprised.
Hey, but
Yeah,
you
that's
also
our
got
favorite
to
podcast.
appreciate that he's not going to have any insight into Montrose. He'll be funny, but he's
No,
not going to
but
be
he's-
insightful.
But that's the best part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob, don't shrink from the challenge.
I'm not.
Theo Vaughn.
I mean, he was in Junction 2 years ago, so
Yep.
it's not
Here's
like
the real
it's not
challenge.
completely out of.
That's a money thing.
True.
It's just money.
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn
You
will
are
go
making
anywhere
so
for
many
the right.
excuses right now,
But
Rob.
I want more. I want more of a challenge. That's money. That's easy. If you throw money at something like that. No, nothing.
I'm good with the challenge. I think we can get Theo Vaughn on the
for
show.
Theo. And
I'm
when
not
you
worried
do-
about it. I'm surprised that you're ducking away from
I'm
it.
not ducking. I just said it's easy. It's just
Okay.
money.
Well, when you
okay.
do get Theo Vaughn, just make sure that we are also there to help you market.
No.
this
That's not the way that works.
Nah.
No. No,
You're
that's
gonna
not
buy
the way that
tickets
works.
like everybody else.
Yeah.
Maybe
That
that's how
episode
you
will-
raise money.
That'll
you have
be-
it live, and you have a little audience
We-
that all plays a ticket.
All right.
We will
And then-
definitely do a
and then that's how you
live
get
with Theo
Theo.
Vaughn.
I'm
We
going to
can
send
figure
an
out.
email
We can
to him
figure
to
out how to
find
do
his
that.
agents.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna email him.
Okay. Well, listen, everybody. That was Rachel, Laura, Pauline from the marketing department. I guess otherwise known as TMD. Now we're going to shorten it. You've made it to the point where you get to make your own little acronym, right? Is that the way that works?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on the Wheelie Nice Couch in WKRP. We were excited to have you. It was a good conversation. We'll look to maybe have you back in the future because you guys are doing big things, fun things. We want to continue to know about them. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks for having us.
I learned something the other day, actually, based
Did
on
you?
what you just said. So
What's that?
TMD is not an acronym. It's called an initialism.
Okay.
Oh, that can't be right. Okay.
What a great
You
way
have to be able
just
to say an acronym. So like BBC is an initialism, not an acronym.
yeah.
I learned it the other day.
It's you know what?
But Pauline's going to check anyway as
No,
soon
you're
as
right
we
because PEMDAS, right?
Yeah.
Am I in the
That
wrong?
would be an
Okay.
acronym. Scuba.
Right. Scuba. Yes. That makes sense.
So if you can't say it as a word, then it's not an acronym. It's a what again?
initialism.
And
Okay, but
that
that sounds fake.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why nobody seeks out the British to talk to. Other than their accents, really not all that entertaining. So listen, we appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe, click on the channel, do all the things. Call 970-316-3162. Leave a message to say that Rob actually got that wrong. Somebody Google it. He got
dare
it. He
you.
got it wrong.
I dare
I
you.
promise you. And even if he didn't, we can act like we can do what everybody else does. We can make our own truth and just say that you got it wrong.
Wrap it up.
I just did wrap it up. You came up with this ridiculous thing that you had to add at the end. All right, everybody. Thanks. WKRP. It's another episode. We'll see you soon.